Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my backyard. Today I have kind of a, I guess a special kind of thing. I'll call, this is Phil and Harry, and I think I'm gonna call Phil a super fan.
Super fan.
Because you just drove from
South Mississippi
to Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Wasn't doing anything today, so why not?
I had nothing better to do.
Yeah.
I went for a drive across the country.
Had a full tank of gas.
I think a few full tanks of gas.
Few, yeah. Didn't plan that.
So Phil brought a few logs, some really big cookies, as well as some logs of trees that don't grow here. So I'm really excited about that because we're going to be cutting some pecan, and I have a piece of live oak he brought as well. Yeah. And the cookies are a big red oak.
Big red oak.
So we're going to start dragging these things off. Phil is going to tell us a little bit about the story of the trees and the logs, and we're going to get sawing.
So the story with the pecan is the business that I'm in. We build houses, so we got to clear these lots. We try to keep trees whenever we can, but sometimes they've just got to go. So this was growing in Gulfport, Mississippi. Took it down to make room for our house and thought it was too good to go to the dump, so we saved it and we're going to turn it into something beautiful. Same thing with the piece of live oak in the middle. It's kind of small, so we had room for that, so we dropped it in there. Same scenario, came out of a neighborhood, and so you can't come to Minnesota without a piece of crotch lumber. The story for the red oak is my work carries me into South Alabama too. So I'm driving up a road that I've been up 100 times before, and I see this live oak, or this red oak. It's been limbed. It's right next to the highway. I've driven past it I don't know how many times, but it stands out because it doesn't have any limbs on it anymore. So I stop at the house and knock on the door. This big dog starts jumping on the door. I'm thinking, oh man. So a guy answers the door, and it's South Alabama, so he's eating a bowl of cereal in his underwear. And so I ask him, you know, when are they going to take the rest of the tree down? He doesn't know. I say, okay, well, do you know who's taking it down? He doesn't know. I'm starting to think maybe this guy doesn't even live here. He just comes over during the day while they're at work. So, you know, I figure this, you know, I'm not going to ever see this tree again. So a few weeks later, I'm driving through, and these guys are cutting the tree down.
Wow, great timing.
Yep. So I turn around, talk to the guys. It's the highway department is cutting the tree down for right-of-way expansion, and they're taking the tree to the dump. So I call up everybody I know, see if I could borrow a trailer to go get it. And this is all I could fit on the trailer because the Bobcat they had to load it couldn't pick it up any higher.
Oh.
So we got her to the house, and then had to use an excavator to load it back onto the trailer. So we're not going to move it again until it's in smaller pieces.
It'll be fun getting this thing out of the mill then.
Yeah.
All right.
Looking forward to it. You do know I'm not taking all of this back with me, right?
How much are you leaving here?
You see something you like.
Well, at the rate we're going, you might be like, here's a log.
Yeah. That's what I was actually thinking. A lot of sawyers don't like to cut it.
Challenging.
I actually should have waited till the end to tell you that.
That's nice.
It is. Should have some purple and some dark reds in it.
That's beautiful. Can I get some reds now? Keep on wrapping the surprise.
Yeah,
Keep going.
it's like a present. Man, it's got all kinds of stuff in here. How about that?
Nice. These little spot things. It's like freckles. Pecan freckles. That's cool. I got some of this red in here. Oh, that's nice.
Starting to think maybe June would have been a better idea. Oh shoot, forgot that we had this one still on here.
It's so heavy.
Yeah, it is.
This is way heavier than that old I just cut.
Try moving this stuff by yourself.
Nope.
You see now why I'm not taking it all back with me.
Give us your expertise of what we're looking at here.
Well, I'm no expert, but generally with a tree this big, the inside starts to rot. So when we cut this one down and find out that it was fairly solid, it just makes you want to open it up that much more.
This is really cool over here.
I think the further we get into it, the neater it's going to be.
It's already pretty beautiful.
That was cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was cool. Oh my gosh.
It's all you.
No. I got it.
How do you cut off the backside?
All of it.
Back end? Wow.
I can't believe how solid it is.
That's amazing. Look at that. It's got some really great color.
Gotta throw some water on it.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, that's cool. Ooh. That's exciting.
It's freezing, isn't it? Look how white it is. That could be just ice. I think it has more color when it's warm.
Me too.
I think I might make a trip back when it's warm and finish cutting this stuff up.
Probably a better idea.
All right. Oh, we still got one more. Just have a seat, Phil.
Yeah, sit down, I got this.
just roll it off while you're at it. Hey! Perfect. Didn't even touch the tire.
Wow, that was like straight drop. So we didn't get as far as we had hoped that day. That was back in November, and it was a very cold and very windy day. Harry and Phil definitely weren't used to that weather coming up from Mississippi. They said when they left Mississippi it was 77 degrees and they could watch the temperature drop as they got up here. By the time they got up here the night before, it was like, I think it was like 5 degrees or 8 degrees, something like that, which kind of led to the first problem of the day. When they woke up in the morning and we're gonna head over here and start sawing, their truck wouldn't start because it was too cold. So they didn't get over here until I think 1 o'clock, and we kind of hung out for a bit, talked for a bit, and by the time we got sawing a little bit, the weather started getting cold again and really windy, and it started getting even more miserable. So like towards the end of the sawing session, I wasn't doing a great job with the camera either. So unfortunately there's not a whole lot there, but I do have these other 2 logs here, which I'll be cutting in the next few weeks once the weather starts to warm up again. These have been sitting here as part of a snowbank for quite a while. So towards the end of that day, we just kind of decided that we would just kind of call it. Harry and Phil were just kind of out for an adventure. They wanted to do something fun, father and son time. So they figured come up here to see me would be a fun way to spend a couple of days together. So it wasn't too much about how much we were going to get cut or anything, but it was more about having fun. And I certainly had fun. We suffered through the weather together, and we got everything loaded back on the trailer, and they headed back that night. The other kind of poor thing about the November timing is the fact that it gets dark here. I think it starts getting dark around 4 o'clock, and it's like pitch black by 5. So really we only had a few hours to work anyway, and we're just trying to have fun and not worry too much. So I was able to get that section of log cut up that was left a couple of days later. One of the things that was happening on the day when Phil and Harry was here was towards the end of our cutting, the blade was starting to get a little bit dull, so this way you saw the cut times creep up. This stuff did cut a lot better with a sharp blade, and it was a lot more pleasant to be cutting when it was not freezing cold and windy. Unfortunately, they get those giant cookies off that trailer and get those on the mill, because they would have maxed out the cut capacity on the mill, and I was really looking forward to trying that out. But Phil and Harry have the plans to build that sawmill, and they are planning to build one as well after they're done building their home. They started a YouTube channel you can check out as well if you want to follow along with their progress building their home, as well as, I guess, eventually whenever they get that done, building a big sawmill to cut all the stuff down there. So that should definitely be fun. So make sure you head over and check out Phil and Harry's channel. And thank you, as always, for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions on the sawmill or anything back in the shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.